Honorable members, we move to page 5. On page 5, honorable members, ensuing debate. The following honorable members participated in the debate on the report. Number 1 is Honorable Alhaji Babu Sise, Latrikunda Sabiji. So, which is which? Is it Latrikunda Sabiji who participated, or is Alhaji Babu Sise who participated? Alhaji Babu, then it should be Sabak Sanjala. Honorable members, we now move to page 6. Honorable members, we now move to page 7. Wuli East, are you on page 6? Page 7. Go ahead.
On the motion without notice, the paragraph on the motion without notice, second line, the word move should be in the past tense. You've seen it? Yes, page 7. Motion without notice, the paragraph, the second line, the word move should be in the past tense.
Honorable members, we move to page 8. Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 12 March 2026 be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, may we proceed?
Thank you. Orders 47, 48, and 100. Oral Minister's reply. Minister's reply to the report resolution of the National Assembly Petitions Committee on petition from concerned staff of the Gambia Tourism Board by the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Thank you. Honorable members, the adoption of the report resolutions of the National Assembly Petitions Committee on petition from concerned staff of the Gambia Tourism Board in the previous session. The report was submitted to government, in particular, the Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture for consideration and reply as per Order 100 of the Standing Orders of the National Assembly. Accordingly, the Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture is scheduled today for reply to the report. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture to take the podium and make his statements. Honorable Minister, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. So I'll go as follows on the report with the heading on the ecologies. I think the resolution number 1 that the government accepted the resolution as indicated. On the resolution number 2, which is the Gambia Tourism Board must be reprimanded for allocating the contract for the lots to one bidder, which is in contravention of GPPA's recommendation. The government rejects this resolution for the reason that GT Board received approval from GPPA, and there is documentation for that. That the Gambia Public Procurement Authority must ensure that all recommendations made on the contract are adhered to and implemented. That the government accepted, and that the Finance and Public Account Committee must further investigate who gave authority to build Hotel Asbara that was eventually abandoned, costing millions and report back. So that also the government accepted. And resolution number 5 under the Ecolodge, that the government must pay the supplier for the materials that they would need without any further delay, and there should be no additional charge. The government has accepted the legal advice of the Ministry of Justice to terminate the contract for GT Board and GT Board to commence legal action against Lair Group. So there will not be any need for that. And that the number 6, the Select Committee on Tourism must ensure the recommendation of the Ecolodge construction on the existing contract or renew the said contract. You know, that is not necessary. The government accepts the legal advice of the Ministry of Justice for GT Board to terminate the contract. The Inspector General must investigate the contractual arrangement to establish facts that surround the whole contract on the performance and ascertain the surroundings. The establishment of the Pros Sadaura Kera Bajara Hotel in Bara and prosecute Lair, the company is found wanting. So the government accepts that. Item number 8, the contractor or the Gambia Revenue Authority must provide evidence of payment of VAT to FAC on the amount that has been disbursed to the contractor. The government also accepts that. Number 9, the FAC must further investigate GPPA's reason for approval to GT Board regarding the lots to be given to different contractor instead of one contractor and report back. The government also accepts that. On number 10, the Ministry of Tourism must hire the services of an independent property evaluator to value the contract works, the current cost involved on the sites, how much money has been invested, and the contractor to refund the full balance of the money paid to him by this date. Gamworks has already been, as I explained the other day, conducted a comprehensive assessment of the ecologies and provided specific recommendations. And the Solicitor General reviewed and provided legal advice that the contract be terminated and GT Board to commence legal action. So there will not be any need for continuation with the contractor, but they have indicated the amount of money that will be required to complete the salvage lodges. That henceforth government must cease awarding contracts to Lair Group due to serious underperformance. Government confirms that this resolution is consistent with earlier cabinet decision to blacklist Lair Group. On the staff employment matters, item number 1, that the Select Committee on Tourism and the Ombudsman must monitor and ensure that all senior staff deployed and wrongfully terminated, dismissed as a result of the petition, are recalled to the head office and reinstated to their former post with immediate effect. The Select Committee and the Ombudsman must report back to the National Assembly. This the government accepted, and that through a letter in December, directed the chairperson of the board to implement the resolution with immediate effect. As of end of February, the affected staff have been reinstated to their former positions. That number 2, that the Ministry of Tourism must ensure that all the staff who were deducted 50% salary as per the directive from the minister must be paid back all the money legally due to them on or before that date. This the government accepted, and on the same date in December, the chairperson was directed to implement the resolution, and as of February 2026, the government body has approved management board paper to pay back the 50% of all the staff that were affected, and the payment has been made. That the Auditor General must institute a staff audit to commence from January 2017 to December 2023 to ascertain the way and manner appointments and promotions are conducted. This is accepted. However, Cabinet resolved that the staff audit will be conducted by the PMO. Accordingly, the ministry issued a letter to the Ministry of Public Service to commence the staff audit, and they have started that staff audit. And the exercise, they already have an entry meeting, and certain documents have been requested and provided to the PMO. The board of GT board must ensure that all departments are headed by qualified, experienced, and competent personnel as per the Act. The Select Committee on Tourism must monitor this and report back to the Assembly periodically. So this is accepted. Through a letter dated 8 December, we directed the chairperson of the governing body to reinstate the original organogram of the GT board and ensure full compliance with the resolution. Number 5, the ministry must immediately desist from taking marriage decisions on the operations of GT board without channeling them through the board. And this, the government also accepted. The ministry will exercise, however, its oversight responsibility through the governing body in accordance with established legal and regulatory framework. That the executive must set up a land committee that shall include the following sectors: GT board, lands office, NEA, geology, to ensure that the allocation of land in the TDA is properly vetted to avoid duplication and ensure sectoral collaboration. This the government also accepted, but these sectors will be incorporated as members of the existing land committee on the GT board. And there are new regulations being developed to guide the work of this land committee. That as per cabinet approval, 5% development levy, there should not be any discretion by the Minister of Tourism and Culture to waive levy for any investor. All land allocation must be made by the governing body and not the Minister of Tourism. If there needs to be any waiver, the governing body must conduct a cost-benefit analysis and make justification for further approval of cabinet. This is accepted, and the ministry has developed a Gambia tourism sector fees, levies, and charge regulation, which is currently under stakeholder review. Once finalized, the Ministry of Justice, the regulation will be submitted to cabinet for approval and subsequently gazetted. In my capacity as Minister of Tourism, all relevant provisions of the Gambia Tourism Board Act 2011 and its accompanying regulation, particularly those relating to lands, will be fully observed and upheld. On governance structure of the GT board governing body, that the Minister of Tourism must not give directives to the chairperson of the body on an act to act upon his instruction, as this is not provided for in the act. All activities must be sanctioned by the governing body, who inform the minister to endorse as per the act. This is also accepted as the current minister. Full respect for the Gambia Tourism Board Act, its accompanying regulations, and strict adherence to due process are assured. Item number 2, the Ombudsman must investigate the manner of the dissolution of the governing body and how dismissals of the council's chairman, Abdullah, was conducted and report back. This is rejected by the government in accordance with the law. The removal of the chairperson of the governing body falls within the prerogative of the executive. On the GT board head office complex, IGP must investigate the initial contract of the head office of the GT board at the Tropics and what has been signed on the new head office by the construct committee and report back to the FAB. This is accepted. The ministry has written to the Ministry of Interior to implement this action. Contractual arrangements. Item number 2, the Auditor General must conduct a cost-benefit analysis on the land allocated to construct, the funds paid to the company, and the total cost of building of the new head office. The Auditor General must report back to FAB on this date. This is accepted. The ministry has written to the Ministry of Finance to implement this action. Item number 3, the Auditor General within 90 days should inquire into the rental contribution of 900,000 by construct company to GT board during the period of the construction to ascertain whether it is properly accounted for. This is accepted, and also the Ministry of Finance has been written to implement. On the budget allocation for the Ministry of Tourism, that the GT board must immediately stop fuel supply to the Minister and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Tourism, on a weekly basis. Supply of fuel to them must only be made if they are on the errands of GT board. This is accepted. The ministry wrote to GT board following Cabinet's approval of the answers on the 1st of December to discontinue the monthly fuel supply to the Minister and the PS. So on number 2, that the GT board must ensure that all expenses made to the ministry must be captured in the annual activity report and financial statement of the board. That is also accepted. On the conflict of interest at the GT board, that a more diverse governing body must be established at the GT board, comprising of members from different background, views, and interests to ensure vigorous decision-making process and guard against conflict of interest. This is rejected. Section 5 of the Gambia Tourism Board Act 2011 clearly defines the composition of the governing board, and this provision is being fully complied with. That the governing board must formulate a policy document to address issues of conflict of interest to ensure that spouses of mothers, fathers, or sons, daughters do not participate in the board meeting that concerns their interests. This is accepted. Section 10 of the Gambia Tourism Board Act, Disclosure of Interests of GT Board 2011, provides clear guidelines and must be fully respected by all members of the governing body, that the officials or heads of institutions that are adversely affected in an inquiry should be suspended until investigations are completed. This is accepted. Administrative and legal process has commenced. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, pursuant to Order 48 sub 6 of the Standing Orders, which I now quote, after the statement has been delivered in the Assembly, a period of questions on the statement, which shall last no more than 1 hour, may then ensue. The Speaker shall determine the period taking into consideration the content of the statement, the number of members wishing to ask questions, and the pressure of other businesses. Honorable members, may I now invite you to ask your questions by submitting your names on the minister's oral statement reply. I have a list with me. The Honorable Member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, you and your ministry for taking up the bold step to settle some of the pertaining issues. Honorable Speaker, my question is on the GT Board Head Office complaint. Yes, you have instructed ministries to implement, but why the timelines are not indicated in implementing those issues?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Like I said, I just responded and government accepted the resolutions as per what is documented. If you so desire for us to give you timelines, we can then write to the entity that is being tasked to look into this to give us the timelines.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I now invite the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, now that the government have accepted most of the resolutions and some have been implemented, as the head of the ministry now, what measures are you taking legally to make sure that the resolutions and recommendations done by the committee are being implemented sooner than later?
Yeah, but Honorable, this is what I have just said. I've just informed you what has been the resolutions that have been implemented. That is what I've just read. So, and there's a process. As the Speaker read, you know, the letter forwarding this resolution, which was dated on the 14th of October, was directed to the government, particularly the Honorable Minister. I am part of government, but I am not the government. That's why I took the matter to cabinet for government to make a decision. So that decision, which was made, is what I have just informed you, and what cabinet, which is the government, just like the committee here, made a report and presented to Parliament, to plenary, and plenary adopted. So when I receive something as a minister, I also take it to my plenary. And the plenary now accept it and then say, go ahead. And that now we have started the implementation. So this is what I've just read. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I now invite the Honorable Member for Banjul Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, under governance structure, yes, it is noted that it is within the prerogative of the executive to do as they wish. However, we would like to ask why reject the Public Petitions Committee as it has actually documented serious allegations of ministerial interference in the chairman's activities.
Which particular one are you making reference to? The particular?
It's on the
Pardon?
on the governance on governance structure of
Governance.
on governance structure of the GT board governing body. Yeah,
That's on page.
that's page 4. Sorry, yeah, page 4.
Page 4.
Page 4. Yes. So basically, my question is based on the answer. It says that yes, it rejected.
No, just
Yes.
say page 4. That's on governance structure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, which number?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yes.
You can now proceed.
Number 2. Yes. Yes. So basically, it deals with the former chairman who was taken out, and the government actually responded that it is within their prerogative to actually execute as they wish. My question would be, why reject the Public Petitions Committee itself, as it documented serious allegations that there was indeed a ministerial interference?
Yeah, but Honorable, this is about it states that the Ombudsman must investigate the manner of the dissolution of the governing body. Okay? And how the dismissal of the council's chairman was conducted. There are two aspects there. All right? That the work of the Ombudsman is something else. But the dissolution and the removal of the chairperson is the prerogative of the executive. You're serving under the pleasure of the executive. He can decide to remove you today, tomorrow, after tomorrow. So that is not something that, I don't think anybody can question. This is a political appointment under the law. And we have to be careful with respect to what is referred to as interference. You see, we requested for a legal advice from the Ministry of Justice about interference, and when somebody, what is defined legally as interference is unauthorized or excessive involvement that disrupt lawful processes. So if the minister believes that, he is not performing in accordance with what the government wants, it's a political appointment. You're there to drive the agenda of the government. And if you are not in that perspective, the prerogative can remove, the president can use his prerogative and remove you. It's not appointment that is like a civil servant. Because I trust you, I believe I put you there. If you are not performing, I believe that I don't want to trust you, I remove you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I now invite the Honorable Member for Brikama North and Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me first express this and then ask question. I refer you to the standing orders 100, page 120, which reads, Minister's reply, within 30 days of a resolution of the National Assembly or adoption of any report of the committee, The minister under whose portfolio the matter is in the report or contained in the assurances or resolution fall shall provide a reply to the assembly. And clause 2 states, a minister who fails to submit a report under the standing order shall be deemed to be contempt of the National Assembly within the meaning of Section 75(6) of the Constitution, that is misconduct in office, amendments of 25th June 2020. This was a resolution way back in 2024, and the minister is replying to that mean. The time frame, Honorable Speaker, for minister to reply 30 days. The minister has fallen short of that timing, inasmuch as we commend the minister to be reporting, to be replying, and then accepting most part of the resolution, if not all, but about 98%. Can the minister explain why that delay, and then further, why he should not be sanctioned as entailed in clause 2 of the standing order? And the other question is, there are other parts of the, most part of the,
To that.
okay,
Thank you.
I want to join.
Honorable Minority Leader, you see, you have your standing order here. We have our standing order in government. So when I'm here, your standing order apply to me. When I'm as an executive, your standing order does not apply to me. So I, as a minister, I am governed by my standing order as cabinet in government. You are one arm of government, I'm another arm of government. You give me something to reply. I am not the government, as I explained. I am a minister as part of a government. And your letter here states, I am required, the clerk's letter, to submit the said adopted report and resolution to the government, particularly the Minister of Tourism. The government, comma, these things are things that I will not take responsibility individually to respond because I was not there. I knew nothing about it. That's why it had to go to cabinet. Because our government, this government is cabinet. You know, when your resolution, the report of the committee was completed, the committee did not just write to me. The committee brought it here to your plenary. So if you send me a document, you have your orders here, which says 30 days, and our order have 50 days. So how there's a conflict? So how can you charge me contempt of what? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I consider the explanation of the minister out of order. The minister cannot, at the floor of the chamber, disregard our order, our standing order. And besides, the standing order make reference to the Constitution. If the National Assembly tells the minister, do this, you fail to do this, is a contempt of the National Assembly. And that's a constitutional provision. The minister standing order at the whatever office it could be cannot be in violation to the Constitution if he can disregard our standing orders. But he cannot disregard a constitutional provision. That's why I found the explanation of the minister out of order. and again, a contempt to the National Assembly. The minister can come within 30 days and inform us. The government, the executive or cabinet is looking at the report. We are yet to finalize. Can you give us time for extension? The vice president did that. Other ministers did that. You cannot hold us at ransom to be waiting indefinitely and tell us that our standing orders ends here and they have their orders outside. That is a contempt to the National Assembly, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable member, we had written on several occasions to the clerk to explain that we have to submit this thing to the cabinet. This is on record. The permanent secretary wrote, and some of these things is written to not to the minister, it's written to the permanent secretary. If this permanent secretary doesn't do their job on time, you know, the ministers are limited, and there is correspondence to the clerk on 2 or 3 occasions to inform the clerk that this matter is being submitted to cabinet. But the fact of the matter is this: I have not violated any constitutional provision. What I have done is I'm telling you in relation to the standing order. I'm not disrespecting the National Assembly in any way. What I state is that you have a standing order which within this institution we respect as ministers. And that's why we wrote on 2 occasions to inform the clerk that, you know, the matter is before the government and at the cabinet. And whenever cabinet and the government makes a decision, then I will make a response. And immediately the cabinet concluded on this matter. The next day, a letter was sent to the clerk.
Majority Leader and Member for Kantora.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, inasmuch as Order 100 sub 1 and 2 has been raised by the Minority Leader in respect to ministers replying to reports of committees. However, in the minister's response, he did indicate that in respect to fulfilling Order 100 sub 1 and 2, he has written to the clerk expressing difficulties in terms of meeting this thing. So I think it will be premature to met on the minister contempt to the assembly. Let's go back to records whether the minister actually communicated to the clerk of showing issue of difficulties in meeting this timeline. If it does, then I don't think it is wise or it's mature for us to hold the minister contempt of Parliament. I so submit.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think the minister should have just started from where he ended. No defensive. He should not have been on defensive. He should just inform the House that they have written to the office of the clerk, period. That's a very reasonable explanation. But if you want to bring comparison between the assembly and the executive, then you are creating a problem for yourself, Honorable Minister. Now, I want to align myself with the majority leader for us to do that cross-referencing to see whether really the minister have really written to the office of the clerk. Then we will know where our next step would be informed by that verification. Thank you.
Speaker, I've been advised to withdraw the earlier statement, and then, you know, the correspondence will be provided. I have copies of the correspondence.
Honorable Minority, yes, take your floor.
Okay, I think my question was very simple. I just asked the minister to explain why the delay and why clause 2 should not apply. But his response.
Honorable, he has withdrawn. Yes, we understand. Honorable nominated member Fatoumata. Honorable nominated member Fatu K. Jawara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Minister, thank you very much for providing those answers. Out of the 28 resolution, all the 25 were accepted. Now, I just have one concern for you to address regarding the last resolution on conflict of interest at GT board. The last part of the sentence that says that officials of the head of institution that are diversely mentioned in an inquiry should be suspended until investigation are completed. So I don't know which inquiry are you talking about, whether it was the petition investigation or there is another inquiry that was set. Finally, I also want clarity on whether this implies on the foreign investor who acquire multiples of land at the TDA area. Thank you.
Just Honorable Minister, before you just respond, I thought she was coming on, especially on this issue at hand. And I also believe, as the Honorable Member said, that the Honorable Minister and government has done a wonderful job by their responses to these places. The concern raised by the minority leader is a genuine concern by our own standing orders. And the minister's response, as claimed by the member for Serekunda West, his last response will have done it all, and that is you have communicated to the clerk. The bone of contention here is the issue of the standing order here and the standing order at cabinet. You know, the standing order, our standing orders don't have boundaries. They don't have time limits to people who are attending to other things. When our standing orders applies at all times. So when you by whatever reasons, you are free to communicate to the office of the clerk to give the challenges you have, the limitations you have, etc. But that, not that if you are out of parliament, our standing orders, another standing order takes place, that's the cabinet, that one will not work well. Our standing orders continue, it works all along. You are working and you have challenges, communicate to the office of the clerk, and then that will satisfy the honorable members. But we want to acknowledge and thank government for their response to some of these critical issues.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I mean, it's well noted. I mean, we all learned along the way. Yeah. So thank you for the clarification. But we always respect the authority of the House. And I think on the 29th of October, on the reference MOTC C20701 Part 5, Folio 24, we did write to the clerk, you know, well before the deadline to inform the clerk that this matter, you know, based on our process, will have to be submitted to cabinet. And once it is approved by cabinet, then I will come to the National Assembly.
Let me also acknowledge it is magnanimity to apologize when you feel you have done something, and that it tells a lot about somebody. Somebody who can stand and say, I apologize, is great. And I think that is recognized by honorable members. You can now respond to the question posed by honorable nominated member Fatu K. Jawara.
Honorable nominated member, I mean, you know, what you've read, inquiry, is what is in the resolution. So it's not, I mean, we're just responding, and I'm, you know, my assumption or presumption is that it's relating to that report, which was done by the committee. Maybe it's a matter of wording, but as indicated, the administrative and legal process have commenced with the Public Service Commission, and also to see whether there were any legal negligence on the part of the officials that were. So in respect of the land that you're talking about, I don't know which multiple lands were allocated to.
I will follow up with your office. I will follow up with your office. Let me withdraw.
Honorable members, you know, the question, it was with the honorable member for Brikama North. And he wanted to ask another question, and I asked him to wait. I'll ask him to continue, and we continue on the list.
Very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I refer you to page 2, section 2, under ecologies, which is indicated rejected. The rationale behind the rejection is not explained. If you can explain that. And under the same number 2, under ecologies, page 2.
Page 2 on the ecologies, okay, yes?
Yeah, the remark column is rejected.
Yeah.
But the rationale behind the rejection is not explained. So if you can explain, yeah, on the basis of the rejection, and then the 7 also is accepted, which will require the police investigation, whether that has started, other areas you indicate that it has already happened or it has started, but this one is not indicated. And wherever it may apply or require police investigation, whether they have started any such investigation. Regarding the chairperson, yes, executive can remove, but is there procedures that the executive can take that can lead to the termination or removal of the chairperson?
I had already explained under item number 2, the reason why government rejected, because GPPA, however flawed their processes were, have written a letter to GT board to give them authorization to proceed. That is on record. And for government, there is documentation that GT board, has, issued by GPPA, authorizing them to proceed with the project with one lot, with the whole lot. But how now, if you go further in the report, how now GPPA and who in GPPA processed it, and the process that was, made is now what one of the resolution is asking that they need to be investigated. But as far as GT board is concerned, there was a letter that they had approval from GPPA to proceed as one lot. Now, number 7, this resolution was submitted directly by the clerk to the police. And that's why the police started the investigation for item number 1. That the chairperson of the contracts committee, Mr. Usman Senghor, must be investigated by the IGP. So it follows the same. So this is something that, I think I'm assuming for those 2 that the police, because they received the report, have commenced their work. But for those ones that we were required to initiate from the resolution, we have already initiated it. And we will follow up with through the Ministry of Interior to give instruction to the police to do that investigation with respect to those issues that we have written to them. Now, with respect to the removal of the chairperson, when a chairperson or a board member is appointed, it is the minister that makes a recommendation to the principal, submitting the CV of the person that is being recommended. And the principal makes the decision to appoint that person as a board member. So equally, if for whatever reason the minister believes that the member, the chairperson, or the member of the board is not performing for whatever reason, he will make a recommendation to the principal. And the principal, who has the authority, will make a decision. And in this case, it is the same procedure that is followed. So that is the procedure which applies across all the boards. Thank you.
Thank you. I now invite the honorable member for Janjanbureh.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And thank you, Honorable Minister, for taking your time to implement these resolutions. We must thank you and thank the government of the day. However, I was also going to remind the Honorable Speaker for a ruling he made 2nd of December 2025 with regards to Minister's reply. I think that should have been a reference point for this August House to start with the responses that the Minister is giving this Honorable House and also other ministers who came in earlier to respond to parliamentary inquiries or questions. However, I will still proceed and leave that to the Honorable Speaker to reflect on in case future issues of this nature arises. Honorable Minister, on staff matters, do at any point in time, either your ministry or the Gambia Tourism Board have ever received any directive from the Office of the Ombudsman regarding the petition and what was done in that regard?
Can I? Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Minister, I have a couple of questions, so it's better I read.
Honorable, let's do it one by one, please.
Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Janjanbureh. What I have on record is letters. What we have record in office is letters from the Ombudsman addressed to the Director General of GT Board and copied the ministry. And, you know, this one of the letters is dated on the 30th of May, 2023. This was before the resolution. This was after the staff filed a petition here and then went to the Ombudsman to lodge a complaint. And what the Ombudsman indicated in one of their letters is that that the GT board, they found that the issues of the complainant alleged involvement in the conspiracy with some members of the staff to write and publish GT board information to the public and media was based on mere suspicion and not concrete evidence. And this is the Ombudsman. And it was observed that, that following the disciplinary measures that terminated the service of Mr. Lamin Bojang, the grounds for termination of his service were as a result of his conduct with management considered a misconduct. His service was also terminated. But the Ombudsman indicated that it was wrongful termination, and I think this was validated by the High Court judgment, which indicated that Mr. Bojang was wrongfully terminated. And that also the Ombudsman indicated that in this letter, that there was a letter from the Ministry of Tourism, 27th of May, 2020, directing that the staff salary be deducted by 50%, and I think that's led to these things. And but what the Ombudsman stated was that the Director General actually flouted that ministerial directive because some of him and some staff were paying themselves full salary, whilst others were deducted. And the the ombudsman letter indicated that, as the old adage goes on, say what is good for the goose is good for the gander. So this is one of the letters that the ombudsman wrote. The second letter was on 31st of July, and where they wrote to the then DG and indicated that the GT board had failed to produce any correspondence emanating from the ministry giving light to these essential staff to be paid their full salary, as opposed to the instruction to pay them 50%. And that during the meeting that they had in February, GT board admitted that they do not know for certain the actual person who must have leaked the information to the social media. And this, according to the ombudsman, buttressed the point that the warning letter issued to the complainant was based on assumption and mere suspicion and not concrete facts. So this is what we have on record from the ombudsman. This was well before the report of the committee was completed.
Honorable Minister. And thank you, Honorable Member for Ganjambure, making reflections on my ruling of 2nd December. I have with me the 4-page ruling that I made on the 2nd of December, and I can assure you it's guiding me on these processes. But thank you for reminding me. On honorable members, as I still have a lot of members who want to pose questions. From this honorable member for Ganjambure, I will not, Ganjambure, I will give him a second chance, but I want honorable members to know that each member would now be given only one chance so that every member can participate. Already, we just have about less than 20 minutes to go, and I have a lot of names. So, honorable members, please take note. Ganjambure, you can take the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, with reference to a letter MOTC/C/172/01, Part 32, dated 28 January 2026, to the PS Ministry of Interior to implement actions. Will you be able to update this August Assembly? What were the outcome of the PS Interior actions with regards to the resolutions or recommendations?
Yeah, we can find out from them and give you the update. Okay?
Thank you. I now invite the honorable member for Joshua.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, on the ecologists, number 8. Number 8, the first page. The first page. Number 8, the first page. Page 2 here, number 8. Honorable Minister, my concern is about the issue of the VAT, the VAT. Should it be withholding tax or it should be VAT? Because on contractual agreements, it's always withholding tax that I charge instead of VAT. VAT I charge on materials being procured. So are they going to charge, are you talking about the VAT or you are talking about the withholding tax?
No, this is your resolution.
It's not about the acceptance that you're accepting, because if you say you're accepting it, the resolution was wrongly mentioned, but if you accept it, it means you are in line with what they are saying, because it should have been withholding tax instead of VAT.
No, but the resolution is right. It's a VAT. The guy charged VAT and did not give back the money to GRA. So it's a VAT. It's right.
No, VAT is on materials. VAT cannot be seen as because materials, when you are procuring your materials, that's where the VAT is being charged. So that's where my confusion is.
Well, Honorable, you are right. But what I'm saying is the facts on paper is that the guy charged GT board VAT over almost about 6 million, which GT board paid him and which he did not remit to GRA. And that's the fact. That's why we are saying it's accepted. And that's what the report reflected. No. The Ministry of Finance have been asked to follow up with GRA to make sure that he pays the money to government, because he, as you said, he was not supposed to charge VAT. But he charged VAT, and they paid him for VAT. So now that money, he has to follow to pay the VAT to the government.
It's very clear.
Yes.
Honorable member for Upper Fladu West.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I have to thank you so very much for your responses. And then, how to call it, when we talk about the principle of democracy, this is what we expect from all the ministries. We are very, very grateful for all your responses. But Honorable Speaker, unfortunately, all the questions that I wanted to ask were asked by the minority leader. So thank you so much for giving me the time.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Upper Fladu West. I now invite the Honorable Member for Talending Kunja.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank the government through the ministry for aptly responding to all the recommendations. This is a huge step in trying to cope maladministration or corruption in our ministries or agencies. I don't know whether I missed it, but of the two rejected, when the government rejects, even somewhere they accepted, sometimes they give explanation. And where they reject, they give explanation. So on the first page, I don't know whether I missed it, whether it was answered in your response or so, but I want to just confirm, the rejected, number 2, on the ecologists, that the Gambia Tourism Board must be reprimanded of allocating the contracts for all the lots. It's rejected, but no explanation is given. I don't know whether if you have answered it, no need to repeat it again. Maybe I missed it.
You know what happened actually is he gave it, but there was a subsequent question, and he answered it again. He has given the reasons why. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Member for Talending Kunjang. I now invite very principled parliamentary work. I like that. No arguments. I commend you, Honorable Member for Talending. Honestly. I now invite the Honorable Member for Sani Mentoring.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. But Honorable Speaker, I will have to thank the Honorable Minister of Tourism for manifesting something that rarely happens in this parliament, for boldly taking position of acting on the resolutions of the parliament. I think I can remember, if I can vividly remember, this is the first time ever that I can remember such a resolution have been fully, respectedly responded to this parliament. There are a series of resolutions that have been forwarded to the cabinet or to the government, but hardly we receive such a response. Honorable Minister, thank you very much for taking that bold position. Moving forward with my question, Honorable Speaker, on page 5, on the budget allocation for the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. On number 1, on page 5, on the budget allocation for the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, number 1, that the GT board must immediately stop fuel supply to the ministry, to the minister and permanent secretary, Minister of Tourism and Culture on weekly basis. Supply to fuel to them must be made if they are on the errands of the GT board. And the minister's response, or the ministry's response, was accepted. The ministry wrote a letter reference, I quote, MOTC 207, dated 1st December 2025 to GT board to discontinue the monthly, I repeat, monthly fuel allocations to the Honorable Minister and Permanent Secretary. Honorable Minister, the resolution was asking for 1 month, and you went forward by stopping, or the cabinet went forward on weekly, that was in the resolution, but you went forward in stopping the 1 month. How do you go about your ministerial oversights or functions as a minister and PS? And is this in conformity with the Act? Thank you.
Honorable, you know, as in cabinet, when cabinet makes a decision, is unanimous and is accepted. And we cannot, we may have had a different view about the matter, but cabinet position is that we stop it, and that's why we stop it. So right now, based on the limited resources, we have to manage to do the very best we can for the sector. Sometimes you have to do things out of your pocket in the interest of the country, but so be it. But at this point in time, you know, because the resolution said weekly, because when we came, we were giving monthly. So I argued weekly, monthly, but cabinet said weekly, monthly, weekly adds up to monthly. So everything just stopped. And we respect the decision of the National Assembly that we stopped it. And nobody, the permanent secretary, the minister, is receiving any fuel allowance from the GT board.
Thank you. And I invite the honorable member for Busumbala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, refer you to on the ecologist contract, page 2, number 7, where it reads that the Inspector General of Police must investigate the contractual agreement to establish facts that surrounds the whole contractor's underperformance and ascertain issues surrounding the establishment of proposed Dauda Kairaba Hotel in Bara and prosecute Rail Group if the company is found wanting and report back to the committee. Here, my question is, Honorable Minister. I believe this is a contractual agreement between the two parties. We want to know the rationale why there is a proposed prosecution leveled on the Rail Group. If you can tell us the rationale why you arrived at that decision to accept it for the prosecution. The other one.
Question.
Okay, in connection to that,
are you bringing another question? You know, I made a ruling.
Very well.
That I would have loved to have it, but we don't have time. That's why I could tell every member to one question.
This one is very short, Honorable Speaker. If you may,
it's short, but is it a question?
No, it's a clarification.
Is it?
I want a clarity on it because he partially answered one part of it.
Okay. Honorable member, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you did indicate on conflict of interest at GT board at paragraph 3, last paragraph. You did indicate that administrative and legal processes has commenced. You know, we want you to clarify that because there are officials who are advisory mentioned. So which ones are administrative and which ones are legal? That has commenced.
Well, Honorable, which page are you on that one?
That's the last page.
Last page, number under?
Number 3, the last number, the last paragraph.
Okay, all right, okay, all right.
Thank you.
That's conflict of interest. Yes, Honorable Minister.
On number 7, I responded by explaining that this resolution was already sent to the police by the clerk. So everything that relates to the police, they've started their work, irrespective of whether we inform them or not. But here, there's no prosecution. Yes, it's a contractual responsibility between GT Board and Lair Group. But what your resolution is stating that the Inspector General must investigate the contractual arrangement to establish facts that surround the whole contractual underperformance and certain issues surrounding the establishment of the probe. Because according to the report and according to witnesses, there were different conflict verbal information from the contractor that he was told to transform the Barra Ecology to a hotel. So there is that issue, and people said, oh, he said, I said, this said. So that's why I guess the report highlighted that. The report of the committee highlighted that, and the resolution was came out of that report. So that is what it is, to investigate. You know, that what happened from that transformation from an Ecolodge to a hotel, which according to the resolution, there's a lot of money that has been lost. Okay. Now the other issue is on the conflict of interest. When I submitted this resolution or the response of the ministry to cabinet, then cabinet came up and said that, yeah, obviously there are administrative lapses that has happened and there are potential legal lapses, negligence. So they indicated that, you know, the PMO, the Ministry of Public Service, need to look at that, and they have been written to. The documents have been submitted to the Secretary to Cabinet, and I think they had submitted the documentation to the Public Service Commission to look into that matter on administrative processes to deal with those people that were involved. Number 2, I mean, on the legal aspect, the Cabinet indicated that there must be the legal negligence need to be looked at by the Ministry of Justice, Attorney General Chamber and Ministry of Justice, so that those people that are found culpable are dealt with according to law.
Thank you very much. I now invite the Honorable Member for Basse.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. First, I have to thank the government through the Minister of Tourism for honoring the other side of the other arm of government, that is the legislative aspect of it, by honoring 98% of the recommendation and going in detail to explain the reasons why. But I have a concern on the staff employment matters. Number 1, where it says that page 3.
Page 3.
Number 1, staff on staff employment matters.
Yes, go ahead.
Where it reads that all the senior staff deployed and wrongfully terminated or dismissed as a result of this petition are recalled to the head office and reinstated to their former post with immediate effect. My concern here is maybe at times a staff would have been employed or posted in a position without maybe the required qualification, and he is now been dismissed or relocated, transferred to somewhere. If he is to be reinstated to the same position and the holder of the same position is more qualified or more competent than the previous staff, my concern here, how would that...
Honorable, I don't think that's a question for the Honorable Minister. This one emanated from you. You directed what the minister did. and the cabinet did. So they cannot answer your question. You should answer your own question. You asked that let them be reinstated. Yes, and they said we have asked that they be reinstated.
Speaker, my issue is the same position. What I'm saying.
I
Your same
understand
post.
what you
Yes.
said, but that question you should have thought about that before you made that recommendation. You are the one who directed it. So, honorable member for Old
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on page 4, on land allocation in the tourism development area, on resolution number 6, there is a resolution that these institutions should be, page 4, on resolution 6. So I just wanted to ask the minister, since they accepted these sectors to form part of the existing land committee of the GT board, so I wanted to ask if they are going to amend the GT Board Act of 2011, or have they started already amending the GT Board Act? If they have done so, perhaps will that not be inconsistent with some of the recommendations that are coming forth on GT Board in our subsequent parliamentary inquiries?
No, not at all. That is not part of the. This is not part of the Gambia Tourism Board Act 2011. No. You know, you have a tourism regulation of 2011, which outlined the application process for land application and processing. So part of that process, we have now established a land, a land subcommittee to assist the Director General, with the processing of the land before he goes to the board. So now, this is what has been done. So it's not going to affect anything because the law is there, and anything that is needed to support the implementation of the act will be made through a regulation. And now you may interest to know that all regulations, even though the minister is empowered to come up with regulation to support the implementation of the act. Now, all regulations goes to cabinet, for cabinet to approve before the minister sign, because it's a subsidiary law.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, we have come to the end. Let me, on your behalf, both sides of the Assembly, thank the Honorable Minister for ably and eloquently responding to your questions and statements, and for being magnanimous in recognizing the importance of this institution by apologizing to the National Assembly. I can assure you, few people can do that. So, Honorable Minister, we thank you very much, together with your technical staff, and we can now release you to go.
Can I just say thank you to, just have a word? Thank you to yourself, Honorable Speaker, and the members. Once again, Honorable Minority Leader, my sincere apologies for that response. And I want to assure you that this is an institution that I give utmost respect for the wonderful work that you are doing. And we are human, and sometimes no human is infallible. So sometimes we make slippage. And thank you very much for your understanding.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Clerk, may we proceed?
Thank you. Order 72, consideration stage. Consideration stage of the Gambian National Climate Change Bill 2025 by the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.
Honorable members, you will recall that after the second reading stage, the bill automatically stood referred to the ABC. Therefore, the bill is appointed today for the consideration stage in accordance with Order 72. During the consideration stage, members shall have the opportunity to give detailed consideration and scrutiny to every clause and schedule in the bill. This stage also provides the first opportunity for amendments to the bill to be debated and voted on. I will therefore now resolve the Assembly into the Committee of the Whole Assembly to give consideration to the bill entitled the Gambia National Climate Change Bill 2025. The Assembly now resolved into the Committee of the Whole Assembly. Honorable members, the Assembly will now go into the Committee of the Whole Assembly to consider the Gambia National Climate Change Bill 2025 clause by clause. We will be guided, honorable members, we will be guided by Order 72 of the Standing Orders during the consideration stage. Clerk, let's go.
Thank you. Clause 1, short title and commencement.
Clause 1 stands part of the bill with amendments. You are here.
Are you okay? Are you going to put him on board? But you cannot be disrespecting chair.
Stands part of the bill with amendment to include the word national in the short title in clause 1, subclause 1, and the year 2025 to be replaced by 2026. The clause shall read as the Gambia National Climate Change Act 2026.
Proposal is that clause 1 sub 1, if you look at it, the act may be cited as the Gambia Climate Change. That one should be the Gambia National Climate Change, huh? And then the 2025 should read 2026. These are the two proposed amendments.
Okay.
It is proposed that clause 1 stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 2, interpretation.
Clause 2 agreed to stand as part of the bill with amendments to delete some of the terms defined under this section because they have not been used in any other section in the bill. These terms are diverse effect of climate change, 2, climate services, 3, designated natural authority, designated natural authority, 4, ecosystem services, 5, payment for environmental services, 6, sustainable finance. Additionally, the word resilience should be added to the definition of climate finance just after the word mitigation. This should be repeated to the definition of loss and damage after the word mitigation. Next one, moreover, the words hazardous event or trend under the definition of climate resilience should be replaced with the words climate-related hazards. Next, further, the terms Directorate of Climate Finance captured under clause 39(1) and carbon market stated in clause 6 should be defined. These definitions shall read as follows. Directorate of Climate Finance means the specialized directorate responsible for climate finance mobilization within the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. The term green taxonomy should also be defined as green taxonomy means a framework adopted by the government for the classification of sustainable economic activities and financial flows that contribute to environmental objectives, including climate change mitigation and adaptation, and that meet defined technical screening criteria to prevent environmental harm. Next, the term transition taxonomy should also be defined as means a framework for classified economic activities and financial flows that support the progressive reduction of greenhouse gas emissions or environmental impacts in sectors undergoing transformation, subject to defined performance benchmarks and transition pathways. Annual clause 3 of the I think there's something that should come.
If you look at it on clause 2, there are two sides. What they are doing is they are recommending that there are certain interpretations they should be removed. That's the first one. The other ones, they are suggesting that those areas should be interpreted that way. So you have seen it. With the Honorable Minister, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think that's fine, but except the definition for the climate, Director of Climate Finance. Climate finance. Instead of just saying that they should be mobilizing, they should coordinate. They should.
Responsible for climate finance coordination and mobilization, or what?
And reporting as well.
Why can't you?
The draft.
Do we have the draft people, the legal people now?
Could you imagine?
Why can't you help us?
Well,
What he's suggesting, what the honorable minister is suggesting, is that that definition is short. It's not only mobilization, coordination and reporting. Committee, I'm talking to you.
Well, yes, Director of Climate Finance.
Speaker,
Pardon?
if you refer to page 12.
Of the report, you mean?
Yes, of the report itself. Yes.
Of the
report itself.
Yes.
Page 12.
Yes.
Which clause?
Clause is the last paragraph. Where you have that a new subsection 5 shall be added and shall read as follows. The Directorate of Climate Finance, in collaboration with the National Climate Change Department, shall support local government authorities by providing guidance on accessing and managing climate finance, coordinating resources, mobilizing with partners, and ensuring proper tracking and reporting of climate-related flows. So I want this to be lifted so that at least the same responsibility will now flow to this.
Okay, what's your proposed definition now? Can we have it? Huh?
What you have in 12.
No, that will not be. But here, he said the Directorate of where is it? The Directorate of Climate Finance, in collaboration with National Climate Change, should not be there.
Now it's going to read.
The Directorate of Climate Change.
Now it's going to read.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the Director of Climate Finance shall be replaced with the word. Okay. It's going to be the Directorate of Climate Finance means the specialized directorate responsible for climate change, responsible for managing climate finance, coordinating resource mobilization with partners, and ensuring proper tracking and reporting of climate-related flows.
But does that take away the mobilization from the Director of Climate Finance?
That's it. We are now defining the Climate Change Directorate.
Yes.
They should be managing climate finance in addition. Yes.
In addition to mobilizing the finance, so they should also manage.
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
When I say managing.
Yes.
Yes.
No. What she is reading is purposely to replace what you have got there. So you listen to both. What she is reading tends to capture what you have already got there.
Well, Honorable Chair, I don't think we just want to maintain this definition. The Director of yes. We want to maintain this definition.
Why?
Well, because this particular definition was thoroughly debated at committee level. We finally settled for this one. So I don't think, because we think if we try to replace some of the words in this definition, it is going to reduce the mandate. It might probably reduce the mandate of the Director of Climate Finance. But one of the most important functions is to mobilize finance. So you cannot take that one. Or I dilute that one from the Director of Climate Finance. That's the problem.
Honorable, I think you have stated what you wanted, your proposal.
Yes.
People are commenting on your proposal. It's not holistic enough. It's not all encompassing. You only talked about mobilizing. This is what the Honorable Minister stated.
But
now, she is proposing something. I think you need to get it down and make comparisons.
Yeah.
Yes, Honorable Member.
I think, Chair, what the Minister is proposing and what the committee has come up with is almost synonymous. They just want an inclusion of few wording. Now, if you look at what the committee is saying, is a director responsible for climate financing mobilization within the Ministry of Finance and Economy. But the minister want to add an addendum to that. That should be responsible coordinating resources mobilization. So the coordination there is missing. Now, we can just now paraphrase that the Special Directorate responsible for climate financing shall be responsible for coordination and mobilization of resources within the ministry and partners to ensure proper tracking and reporting of climate financing flows. Yes. It's coordination as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So what they are saying is they are talking about mobilization.
I agree.
The minister is expanding it to include mobilization and the coordination and all these things. That's what he's telling you.
That's what I'm saying.
That does not limit it, but it expands it.
That's what I'm saying. I said now we can also join the coordination aspect here.
Yes.
And not enough for them also. They only limit the resource mobilization to the Ministry of Finance alone. But the minister is also taking it to level of partner level now.
Yes.
That a resource mobilization with partners. Yes. Yes. As an addendum to what they say.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
We'll
no, they'll get a clean copy.
We'll do a draft and
Yes.
come back to it.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and come back to it. You draft some. Because the technicians wants to add, in collaboration with the Department of Climate Change Secretariat, and that's it.
No,
So let's just do a draft and then we'll agree among ourselves, because I have my draft. Then let's do a draft. You do a draft and we share. Do a draft and you share.
That one interpretation cannot
include the department.
No. All right.
We can continue.
That will come under the funds of
Exactly.
So make sure bear it in mind.
No, they will when they draft, I will remove. Yes, we'll give it to you soon in the next 1 minute.
So they are drafting the proposed amendment. Before I put the question, we will, when they are ready, we will go back on it. We read to all of you. When you agree, then we adopt it.
Before you proceed, right after the last paragraph of that section, just after the transition economy, that last paragraph.
Last paragraph of the clause.
Yes, of the clause. There is an addition, national annual climate. We want to insert a definition for annual climate progress report.
Annual?
A new insertion, a new addition. We want to add.
Where? Add where?
Just after the definition of transition economy.
Yeah, and that's on
page 8, just before clause 3.
Just before clause 3.
Yes.
At the end of that,
yes,
that is transition pathways.
Yeah,
exactly. The last word.
Yeah, yes.
Then you want to add something down.
Yes.
And what is that?
Annual climate action progress report. Is further in the report in clause 6 is there. We want a definition for it. And we want it to be defined as climate action progress. Annual climate action progress report. Yes. Climate action progressive report.
Climate action progressive report.
Yes.
You want to define it?
Yes.
No.
Because it occurs in clause 36, subsection 6. So we want to give it a definition here.
But the name itself, it does not define itself.
No.
Okay. We make your proposal.
Yes, just let me read it.
Now, what is the definition you are proposing?
It means annual climate action report is a report prepared and submitted annually by the minister that evaluates the implementation of climate policies, measures, and actions and assesses the country's progress towards achieving greenhouse gas reduction targets, adaptation actions, and other climate objectives based on national circumstances. That is the definition we want to give it. We want to have it defined here.
Honorable Minister, you've had it.
I mean, the annual climate action progress report occurs somewhere in the bill, precisely clause 36, subsection subclause 6. That's where we have it.
You call it annual climate
action progress report.
Annual climate action
progress report.
Progress
report. Yes.
Yes. Go give us the definition, the interpretation.
It's a report prepared and submitted annually. I can share it with you.
Yeah, but I want the Honorable Minister to hear it.
Yes.
So that she can also have her input.
It's a report prepared and submitted annually by the minister that evaluates the implementation of climate policies, measures and actions, and assesses the country's progress towards achieving greenhouse gas reduction targets, adaptation actions, and other climate objectives based on national circumstances.
But what you are saying here is you are not saying that it should contain, the report should reflect these things.
Yes.
You are only saying that it's a report prepared and submitted annually by the minister.
Yes.
By the minister that evaluates.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the minister who evaluates. Am I right? You are not. Are you saying? What I want to believe is you want to say that the report should incorporate these things.
Yes.
But if I look at it, I don't know whether I am getting it wrong. You are saying that submitted annually by the minister that evaluates the implementation.
Yes. The report, yes, that evaluates the implementation. That is what we are saying. The minister should prepare.
If you tell me by the minister that evaluates the implementation, it means the minister, the report should be prepared by the minister who evaluates the interpretation, the implementation.
No, but just read again. The report,
what I want you to
is
do
prepared and submitted annually. It's the minister that prepared
unless you listen to what I probably don't understand, you'll be able to respond.
Oh, okay.
Your intent, if I get you, is to that report should capture the minister's report to evaluate the implementation of climate policies, measures, etc., etc. But what I am saying is, if you read it, you say Climate Action Progress Report is a report prepared and submitted annually by the minister that evaluates.
Evaluates. It is prepared by the minister, but the report evaluates the implementation of climate policies, etc. What this is.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I tend to get a different. I don't know whether these things are working well. Yes, Honorable.
Yeah, basically, you see, this annual climate progress report. It's mentioned in the bill in clause 36 of 6. So here, what we are trying to do is to define it. But I know you are trying to critique the definition here, if I understand. Yes, exactly.
Annually by the minister of education, the minister that does health, the minister that does this thing. That's what how I'm interpreting it. I don't know whether you follow me. By the minister that evaluates. But here, your evaluate is part of, you want the evaluation of all these things to be contained in the report. So I don't know, that's why I'm saying whether there is another language better than how we put it. This is the best, and it's understood by all of us that way. Then I'm fine. Honorable Minister, have you got it? Have you got it?
That definition that you want to introduce, where do you tie it to? Because we already have some reporting obligations under certain convention like the Paris Agreement, which we do biannually, some even on a sequential basis, some every 5 years. So if you want to introduce this, is this going to be of national interest or an international obligation? Because I've seen several reports that you have in the bill itself that you have introduced. So if you add this, it means that the minister's responsibility will only be now reporting. Annually, will be reporting. So we have other things to do aside report. And then even in other obligations that we do, like the BTR, the BUR, we also have some of these components also included. And they are done biannually. So if they include portion of this. No, that's what I'm saying. This, you're talking about climate action progress report. So this is also included in most of our reports, which are also obligations internationally.
So it's given already. It's given obligation.
So if you want also us to do a national report separately, because we struggle, this report preparations consume a lot of finance and resources.
Okay, Honorable Chair, this matter was extensively debated in the presence of the director, climate change director under the ministry, and all other stakeholders were there. So when we look at other reportings that are commitments to some of their agreements, we deem it, in fact, all of them deem it fitting that there has to be a national reporting to inform us too, as a nation, as to how far have we gone, what progress have we made as far as those commitments are concerned. You understand? So this is why they prefer this solution that minister may report annually. But the financial issue, that is the cost of this, reporting was not what was brought to our attention. But however, we all agreed that it is an important thing for the minister to report annually. Look at and that report will entail the evaluation of all the other actions.
Yes. The annual reporting. Okay.
Here, Chair.
No.
Sure. Yes, Chair. Yes. Let me, under the National Climate Governance Framework, I think the committee is now proposing the ministries to prepare and present before the Council and subsequently the National Assembly an annual climate action progress report, detailing progress the Gambia has made in realizing the obligations, commitments, National Climate Change Council through approval of the key national instrument, including National Annual Climate Work Plan and Budget, National Climate Change Policy, Nationally Determined Contribution, National Adoption Plan. I want, if the committee has done an extensive deliberation with the relevant stakeholders, and there is a need for yes, there might be some international obligation and also convention that the ministry has signed up for, which they are fulfilling those obligations. And if the committee deem it fit that we also, at national level, we should be informed, we can say where possible, at least not to constrain the ministry, because she has raised issue of financing issues, that in as much as it's an obligation, we can put a caveat there that where possible.
But where you are reporting to external institutions, your number one mandate is to report to your Gambians. Yes, so that one should not be whether they can do it or not. They should. The source is the Gambia, so they should be able to report to the Gambia. Yes, Honorable Member for Kiambe.
Okay, Honorable Chair, if you look at clause 36 sub 6, clause 36 sub 6, it says the board in making its, yes, on the bill, yes, sub 6, the board in making its allocation decisions shall consider the performance of ministries, departments, and agencies in relation to their climate duties, as documented in the annual Climate Action Progress Report. So this is why we also provide this solution that they should report to us also annually. In as much as they have international commitments to report, they should also report to the Gambians annually. So look at the justification here as we have. It says in the report, at the national level, empowering the National Assembly to receive the annual Climate Action Progress Report provides an opportunity to the public to submit petitions before the National Assembly under Standing Orders 126 of the National Assembly Standing Orders as revised in 2019. Climate change is a matter of general public concern and interest qualifying as a petitionable matter before the National Assembly relating to the Climate Change Act once enacted, or as an issue of public policy through the National Climate Change Instrument. So,
Honorable, these submissions to these institutions are done on behalf of Gambians. So Gambians should know first before those people know. So it is right that you claim that there be a report.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes. What he referenced clause 36 sub 7 or 6 is not like a justifier. What we should agree is that nationally is important. Nationally is important to report. I understand that they have obligation internationally, but we've all agreed that it's important to report nationally. So we can. I am saying nationally, what they are saying, of course, I can agree with the ministry that they have international obligation, but of course, I think they owe it to the Gambians also to give a report. So basically, I think it's about minister accepting the recommendation, and we forge ahead. Yeah, and also make necessary budgetary allocation when it's coming to present a budget in Parliament, so that bearing in mind some obligation that he has to make on this act.
Yes, it's okay. For me, when we talk about the annual, is going to be the summary of reports, because we already have other reports that we do provide under our mandate as partners of international convention. But then we can do this to say we provide summary reports.
You are obligated. You are under contractual agreement to send those reports to the international bodies.
The reports are internationally.
But those reports don't come to us.
They are public.
But they are not brought to Parliament.
That's what I'm saying. When we want to do annually, for example, some of these reports, we do it biannually. So if you want us to be bringing to you annual, then we can say to summarize of our reports. Summary of reports, because we prepare several reports.
Yeah, but for us, we are specifically only interested in this one, in this report that should include those elements.
Yes.
That's all what we are interested. All other technical ones we are not interested in.
Okay. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yes. Just to align with you, that yes, they can have a lot of reports, but let us provide to Parliament their national annual climate report. You are interested in.
Honorable member for Kiang West.
I think this will include all the, even the NDCs. This is why if we are at par, we will not confront each other, because Uncle Bubu made a presentation on NDC, National Determinant Contribution, outside this country, at Baku. And I asked him a question outside. But we are not receiving these reports as National Assembly, as an oversight body. And it's important we receive them. So this way, when we had a discussion with them, you know, they agreed that it is important that these reports, you know, be presented to the Parliament for their review.
Okay. So, Honorable Minister is in agreement.
I just want to refer you to the bill,
Yes.
Part 5. Part 5. Public participation and reporting.
Which page?
It should be 19. 29.
Clause?
29.
Clause 29.
Yes, that's Part 5. Public participation
Just hold on.
and reporting.
Just hold on. 29. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes.
It says the National Climate Change Department shall ensure the public access climate-related data, information, and reporting. And it goes further to say the minister may, by regulation, make under this session require specific categories of public and private entities to monitor, quantify, and report on climate-related information to support the national greenhouse gas emission. So reporting is also obligatory. So now what we are going to see, if we can bring it under this section rather than where you want to have it now, because we already have a part that's talking about public participation and reporting.
No, I think what they are doing is they are now talking
defining
about interpretation. They are just talking. They are just trying to interpret. They are just annual climate action progress report is what they are trying to interpret.
Then maybe I'm writing it wrongly. I am putting it under the term taxonomy, transition to taxonomy. You're just adjusting the sentence.
Yes, you know that all those are part of the interpretation. If there are proposals for interpretation that should be included in the interpretation column only. So you, after that transition taxonomy, you now have the annual climate action progress report, and then it will also be interpreted.
Okay.
You are fine.
Yes.
Okay. Honorable members, is everybody on board?
We are on board.
On the others?
Yes, we are on board.
No.
Honorable Speaker, we are on
No. I want them to say themselves that they are on board. Because you are talking about an amendment. Are you the proposed amendment? Are you, because it's very complex. Honorable, allow them to say something. Are you all on board? All right. So we are not going to repeat it, but there is one pending. There is one proposed listing definition. What is it? Are you ready with it? They are still not ready with that, so we cannot put the question still. All right, what we do, no, Honorable, all orders are clear. We just proceed. By the time they are ready, we will come back on it. We come back on it. Yes, go ahead.
Clause 3. Objectives of the Act.
Agree to stand part of the bill with amendment to include a new subclause O that shall read as establish a coherent national system for MRV transparency, compliance, and enforcement. What is the meaning of MRV? Monitoring.
You said, Honorable Member, their proposal is there.
Monitoring.
The amendment should include a new subclause that shall read as establish a coherent national system for MRV, transparency, compliance, and enforcement. That should be where? At the end? O?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
N-O.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
Honorable, are you? Yes?
We're in agreement, but I have also amendment to that same part.
You want to?
Amend.
Propose an amendment on the
Yes.
same plate.
No, if you look at just the heading per se, objectives, let's maintain objective. Objective of the act, instead of adding S, pluralizing it.
What the honorable majority leader is proposing is clause 3 is objectives
Yes.
of the act. He is suggesting objective of the act.
But why S?
Who
told you?
We have specific objectives.
One
This is our committee. We know this area.
Yes, but are you saying, honorable, that there is only one objective? Huh? It's new. Are you okay? Okay. So, honorable members, the proposal for the amendment, you have had it and you have seen it. It should be included and numbered O. So, it is proposed that clause 3, objectives of the act, start part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 4, guiding principles.
It is agreed that clause 4 to stand part of the bill with the following amendments. Include subclause M, which shall read as the principle of subsidiarity. The justification is that the principle...
You include M. LM.
Include, yeah, subsection, subclause M.
The principle of subsidiarity. Establish a coherent
national system for MRV.
Establish a coherent proposal is accepted. So I now put the question. It is proposed that clause 4, guiding principles, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 5, application.
No issues? No amendments, yeah.
Yes, no amendments. No amendments. No amendment, no amendment.
Yes. Application stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, can we go back to clause 2? Yes, they are ready. You know, you have made a lot of proposed amendments, which we have accepted. Huh? Now, but the one that they first made, they were to write it up. Where is it? No, gently. So what they are, you know, the Directorate of Climate Finance, have you got it? Committee means the specialized directorate responsible for leading the mobilization and coordination of climate finance.
No, that's just that one is already here.
No, but it should be complete because we are putting it, and that's what they are going to capture. When it is ready, give to them to confirm before we go. We now go to the next one whilst we wait for it again. Clause 6.
Clause 6, relationship with other laws. Clause 7.
It is proposed that clause 7, the National Climate Governance Framework, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 8, strategic direction and political authority.
It is proposed. You have, yes, immediately he comes up.
Agree to stand part of the bill with the following amendments. That a new subclause 8, which shall read as follows. The ministry shall prepare and present before the council and subsequently to the National Assembly the annual climate action progress report detailing progress the Gambia has made in realizing the obligations and commitments made by the National Climate Change Council through its approval of key national instruments, including annual climate work plan, the budget, national climate change policy, the nationally determined contributions, and the national adaptation plans.
Right up, read by the committee. They are proposing that it be included in clause 8. So it will be sub 8. So clause 8, sub 8. Are you all aware, Honorable Minister? All right. Then you are all in agreement. Then I put the question. Yes. Honorable Minority. Okay. It is proposed that clause 8, strategic direction and political authority, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 9, interministerial coordination and coherence.
Agree to stand part of the bill with an explicit mention of the permanent secretary, Minister of Finance, under clause 9 sub 2 and 9 sub 3. Moreover, the last word in clause 9 sub clause 3, minister, should be replaced with the word council to allow the council to determine ministries and agencies that are relevant to climate change interests instead of the minister.
Let's look at it, because I think I thought the committee would just explain to us what you mean by what you're disting. But here, clause 9.
Yes.
You said you agreed to stand apart, to stand as part of the bill, with an explicit mention of the permanent secretary, Ministry of Finance, under clause
9.2.
Let's look at it. 9 what? 3. 9(2) and 9(3). 9 sub 2. You are saying that the permanent secretary is not mentioned there. The permanent secretary should be included. That's what you are saying? Honorable, you know, sub 2, 9 sub 2 is the Interministerial Climate Committee. Shall be a technical and administrative body and shall consist of the list. You are saying that the permanent secretary of finance should be there. Yeah, that's what that's the explanation we are after. Honorable members, have you heard that? That list, PS Finance, huh? Am I right? PS Finance. And then the other bit is, moreover, the last word in clause 9, sub 3, minister should be replaced with the word council to allow the council to determine ministries and agencies that are relevant to climate change. Interest instead of the minister.
Speaker, Honorable Speaker.
Just before you come, ma, let's read it, honorable members, so that we all understand it. For the avoidance of doubt, key line ministries and agencies refers to ministries and agencies that are considered to be relevant to climate change interest by the minister. You are saying by the council. Why the council? Because that one, when you talk about the climate, the councils work under the minister.
No,
the National Climate Council,
which is held by the president.
But here, you know, the president has delegated those powers to these people. Now, the ministers, when they make some of the decisions, they get those wordings from them. They get those clearances from them. That's understood. Even where you talk about, when we talk about ministers making regulations, do ministers sit in their office and make regulations and bring it? No, they take it to cabinet. They do all those things. Why don't we say then the minister don't make regulations, cabinet or the president should make regulations? So what we are saying here is the minister is the head of the institution, the ministry itself, where climate change falls on. Now she has processes to go through before making a determination. But if we now want to change and be giving it to councils and all these things, it becomes a little bit funny. Yes, honorable member for Kiang.
Okay, with respect to this, you know, this is not about some other agencies only. It's about even other ministries. So if you look at the environment management system, we have a National Environment Management Council. So that National Environment Management Council, we are giving that council the responsibility to determine the ministries, because that National Environment Management Council, of course, consists of most of the major stakeholders from the executive. So this is why, which is headed by the president. This is why we said instead to determine the institution, the ministries and agencies who matters in the environmental and the climate change ecosystem be determined by the council instead of giving that mandate to the minister. Minister for Environment.
But what I'm saying, all the mandate given to the minister is given to him by the president. It's delegated power to him. And all the authorities he or she has, is exercised following approval or consultation with either the president or the cabinet.
It's not prerogative. This is entirely the prerogative of the minister to determine, and how to determine.
Yeah, what I'm saying,
it is not defined. How do you determine that?
He does not see the person does not make that determination in the absence of government.
But that determination.
You don't sit back and say it's going to be A and B. You know you have a council. You know you have a cabinet. You have all those things. Those consultations are done. What I'm trying to avoid is we are now trying to move away from the institution responsible. Whether it's the president over there or this one falls under the Ministry of Climate Change. That's where it falls. All players, whether you are the boss somewhere or where, you are all playing under that ministry, and that's where he is delegated to head. That's my belief. Yes, the president is involved, but they cannot all go and deliver. It's going to be them, the minister, who is going to be held responsible. The minister who is going to answer questions. The minister who is going to do that. Anyway, yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think if you look at 9.2.
9.2.
9.2.
Honorable members, he's making reference to 9.2. Yes, go ahead.
The Ministry of Finance was not mentioned. But if you look at E, Permanent Secretary and Head of Key Line Ministries and Agencies, respectively. Yes.
Network cell.
If you look at
no.
2.
No, I am going somewhere.
Page 10. Page 10.
Page 10.
Yes. Clause 9, 2E.
2E.
Yes.
Yes, it said
Permanent secretaries and head of key line ministries and agencies, respectively. So we said 3. For the avoidance of doubt, key line ministries and agencies refer to the ministries and agencies that are considered to be relevant to climate change interests by the minister. So here, what we can do is to define the key line ministries to include those that are in the councils. Because the councils, you have all the relevant ministries there as part of the councils.
Talking about this one.
Are we
talking
together?
About interpretation. Now, what is saying here, Honorable?
Yes.
You are saying for the avoidance of doubt.
Yes.
You know, if you look at E, 2E, permanent secretaries and heads of key line ministries and agencies, respectively. Key line ministries and agencies is what they are defining here now.
Yes.
That refers to ministries and agencies that are considered to be relevant to the climate issue. And who is to make that determination? The minister?
No. Yes, I was coming to that. Speaker, to avoid doubts, what I'm saying, to be specific as well. We already have key ministries in the councils. So we can redefine it to make it specific, because the minister still has the mandate, but the committee may invite or cop any person to assist them in their work. So
if you define it now, Ma, it may extend. Today, tomorrow, there may be some other ministries created that may have relevance.
Yes, they'll be co-opted. They'll be co-opted in the council.
It will not have been here. What I'm saying, what are you suggesting? You are saying we interpret it.
Yeah, because if they want this to go, I agree with your assertion that we should not refer this to the council, because this is technical.
Yes, what I'm saying, Ma, is if you define it now, if you define it now, you are going to mention the ministries that are associated.
That was even how it was drafted
initially. It may not be it may be good now, but tomorrow there may be another ministry that should be included.
That is perfectly cabinet's position. It was even in the first draft. It was listed as per the members of the councils.
If
but
you listen now,
yes.
We used to have about 15 or 12, 13 ministries. Now it's extended to 20-something ministries. So there may come a time when another ministry should be part of it. Then you have to go and amend it again.
I even agree to that because the council meets twice a year. Sometimes even because of their busy schedule, they don't even meet. We have seen it in the National Environment Council. They have not met for several years. So if you want to leave the decision for the councils to be making, and this is a day-to-day operations of the department, then it's going to be held ransom.
When you are going to make those key decisions, and the council is there, the president is there, cabinet is there, you must make references to them. You don't just sit down and make decisions. Yes, Honorable. Kiang West.
Yes, we can strike a compromise there, and considering minister's initial proposal, because as it stands now, they know already the relevant institutions to the climate change issues. So this is why we are closing it a little bit. Okay, you can give the minister that responsibility, but we are closing it a little bit because you never want to hear these type of things when we are looking at legislations. To say so that because minister is there today, but it can be subjected to abuse. A minister may try to exclude another institution which is very much relevant because of whatsoever reason.
They also want an institution. You know, the institution is going to be aware. The council is going to be aware. Cabinet is going to be aware. The minister is jeopardizing his position. You are jeopardizing your position. That one cannot be done in these issues. You cannot say this institution cannot be there because you want it that way. You know, what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to say is, immediately we shelve this responsibility. Why we are saying this is because the president is the head of the council. That's why you are saying it. But the president, there are times when he operates when he goes to finance, he operates under finance. When he goes to this place, he operates under them. But they are subject, whatever they do is subject to his approval. Whether you state that or you don't state that. No minister, can I show you, no minister will make some unless you want to go.
Yes, we agree.
Yes, we agree.
We are in
Let
agreement.
us proceed.
Yes, to maintain the minister,
Yes,
by the minister.
maintain the minister. If the minister is not good enough, or the person wants to be sent out, let him do some of those things. But the president himself has delegated that responsibility to the minister. Let him do it. I'm sure he will do it in consultation with all the relevant these things. So I think, wait, before you go to that proposal, the proposal here is what?
No, this is point 6.
You made a proposal to check the change of minister. I think we leave it as it is, isn't it? All right, but you have made another proposal that is to include F. That's PS Finance. Huh? Is there any other proposal? All right, let me put it on the same. Is this on this?
Honorable Chair.
Yes.
With the observation the minister made regarding E, I think the PS Finance could be embedded in that.
What is that?
No, for
2E.
I think now we can compromise, allow the committee's recommendation to include the minister, because Minister of Finance, this was an oversight. Okay. Initially it was there. Because we're going to have the Minister of OP, because of OP is chairing the council. And the Minister of Finance is the core minister working with the department.
And you know, they are the custodians.
I think it's
money.
important.
They are not in these things.
Yes. It was an oversight.
Yes, what is this? From? We have another proposal on clause 9 sub 4 by the honorable member for Woolly East. Yes, the committee is finished. We have now members. This proposal, yes, I said it's 9 sub 4. What he's saying is should be reconstructed properly. To read, the committee may invite or co-opt any person to assist them in their work, but the person shall have no voting right. What did they put? 4, the committee may invite or co-opt any person to assist them in their work, but the person, you only want us to add in.
We say shall have no voting right.
All right, let's read from the text of this thing. The committee may invite or co-opt any person to assist them in their work, that's in, but the person shall have no voting rights instead of has no voting right.
Before writing all this, the bot just said the committees may invite or co-opt any person to assist them in their work and shall have no voting rights. Why?
But yeah, legal. You know, they want clarity.
Okay.
But the person shall have no voting right. The person shall have voting right. But the person. All right, that's the other proposal. Committee, are you okay? So now I put the question. We have two proposed amendments. It is proposed that clause 9, interministerial coordination and coherence, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Is that this thing too?
Clause 10, technical implement.
Hold on. On two, let's go back to 2 and finalize on it. With all the proposed amendments, the one we were trying to reconstruct is the definition for Directorate of Climate Finance. Can you remember?
Yes.
Now they are saying it means the specialized directorate under the Ministry of Finance responsible for leading the mobilization and coordination of climate finance. Are you okay? Have you got it? Yes. Yeah. So now we go to clause 2. It is proposed that clause 2, interpretation, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So, on what? 6 of what? He's saying on clause 6. Clause 6, you make reference to clause 6 yourselves. You are not reading it. He's saying that we add to clause 6, we add, and in the event of any conflict, the provisions of what is this? The provision of this act shall prevail. Or you want us to add that to the sentence? He said, we add this in the case, in any event. Sorry, in the event of any conflict, the provision of this act shall prevail. In clause, let's read the whole clause 6.
Yes, it says.
Read it.
Yeah, all environmental legislation, disaster management legislation, local government legislation, forestry legislation, renewable energy legislation, and investment and export promotion legislation shall be interpreted and implemented in a manner that is consistent with the object of this act. In the event, to add, in the event of conflict, this provision of this act shall prevail. That all the legislation you have cited now.
Interpreted.
No, no, no.
You are saying shall be interpreted and implemented. There can be no conflict. Who should interpret it now is the question.
Okay.
If it is to be interpreted by the minister, there will be no conflict.
Okay. I'm just been anyway, Honorable Chair. I'm just been advised by the minister that this has been debated and argued in cabinet, but it's been removed.
So we remove it.
Yes, it's okay.
We
We leave it as it is.
We leave it as it
We leave it as it is.
Remember. Yes.
I just want to say that since we cannot preempt all the laws that are going to be conflict with this, why don't we say and any other? You've done that. Okay.
Because they are going to look at 6. Let's clear his doubt. No, I will not be able to proceed unless he asks something. And I'm putting him down. I cannot just say that no, and then we put it. I'm giving him reasons. You know, the six talks about shall be interpreted and implemented in a manner that is consistent with the objective. Interpreted by. So there cannot be conflict. Yes. Whoever is doing the interpretation, if it is the course, there cannot be conflict. Conflict is. So let's continue. Huh? We are leaving it as it is. We are now going to 10. Huh?
Clause 10, technical implementation and stakeholder engagement.
No amendments.
Go ahead. It's on. What is happening?
No, they will put it on if you fail to put it on. They can put it on from there.
Okay. It is proposed that clause 10, technical implementation and stakeholder engagement stand part of the bill. Those as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 11, establishment of National Climate Change Department and
Amendments.
implementation of this act.
Amendments. Agreed to stand part of the bill with amendments that the whole section be redrafted and shall read as 1. That is established by this act the National Climate Change Department under the ministry as the Executive Secretary of the National Climate Change Council. National Climate Change?
Executive Secretariat. Executive Secretariat of National Climate Change.
Ministry as there is established by this act the National Climate Change Department under the ministry as the Executive Secretariat of the National Climate Change Council. 2. The National Climate Change Department shall serve as the central technical coordinating and implementing agency, implementing unit of this act. 3. A, draft all national climate plans and strategies for technical review and submissions to the Interministerial Climate Committee, develop or support to develop and oversee the implementation of the Climate Action Committee commitments manage the National Measurement Reporting and Verification System and the National Climate Information Portal, manage and coordinate the network of climate change focal points. E, serve as the Secretariat for the Council and Interministerial Climate Committee. And F, establish and coordinate a national research framework in partnership with the ministry responsible for higher education, research, science, and technology, and other relevant institutions. 3, to ensure the complete alignment of technical priorities and financial resources, National Climate Change Department shall A, prepare a single annual climate work plan and budget. B, submit the work plan and budget for the Interministerial Climate Committee for review and endorsement before being presented to the Council for final approval. E, establish, resource, and operationalize a national multidisciplinary climate change research projection and prediction center. D, strengthen the national climate service system in the Gambia to support climate change resilience. 4, the minister shall establish a youth climate advisory committee to provide formal advice to the Secretariat for the purpose of ensuring that the perspectives of young people are systematically integrated into climate policy and implementation. 5, the minister shall prescribe the composition, terms of reference, and operational modalities of the National Climate Change Department and the Youth Climate Advisory Committee in the regulations made under this Act. 6, to effectively discharge its mandate, the National Climate Change Department shall be internally structured into technical and financial units responsible for minimum adaptation, mitigation, and carbon markets, and transparency and reporting. Furthermore, the committee recommends the creation of a new section, which is Section 12, that will be named as Directorate of Climate Finance and shall read as follows. 12. The Directorate of Climate Finance, DCF, under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs shall be responsible for A, mobilizing and managing climate finance and domestic bilateral, multilateral, and private sector sources. B, serve as the primary interface for all financial partners. C, integrating climate change consideration into public financial management systems, including budget tagging, expenditure tracking, and fiscal policy formulation. D, establishing and strengthening governance frameworks, standards, and systems for climate finance, including classification, tools, reporting mechanisms, and accountability measures.
Swaibu, please, Swaibu, you are disturbing. Chair. Yeah, Swaibu is disturbing.
Yes, you are reading. You are redrafting the entire clause.
Why I allowed them to read? They are saying that we remove the whole clause.
The whole clause, yes.
And everything there is to be replaced by this one. So we have to read all for members to know.
Now.
Yes.
Now you are not following.
You know what they are saying is what is already in clause 11 should be removed. Everything there. And it should be replaced by this one. So the replacement should be read for everybody to understand. Yeah, please, go ahead.
12, the Director of Climate Finance, DCF, under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs shall be responsible for A, mobilizing and managing climate finance from domestic, bilateral, multilateral, and private sector sources. B, serve as the primary interface for all financial partners. C, integrating climate change considerations into public financial management systems, including budget tagging, expenditure tracking, and fiscal policy formulation. D, establishing and strengthening government frameworks, standards, and system of climate finance, including classification tools, reporting mechanisms, and accountability measures. E, promoting and enabling private sector participation in climate finance through appropriate financial, fiscal, and risk mitigation instruments. F, coordinating climate finance policies and institutional arrangements across ministries, departments, and agencies to ensure alignment with national climate and development priorities. And G, building institutional and technical capacity within the government to improve climate finance planning, access, implementation, and monitoring.
Honorable members, all what they are proposing is we remove the whole of clause 11, and all what he read now should be the new clause that should be inserted. Just that they are also proposing the creation of a new clause 13, clause 12. If it is agreed, it means the whole rest of the bill should be renumbered.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you follow.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, are you in agreement with this proposal, Honorable Minister?
Yeah, Honorable Chair. Chair.
Yes.
Yes. Just to support the committee, I think I'm in agreement because this new insertion of clause 12 is in line with the previous definition that we just defined, that is Directorate of Climate Financing. So to have it as a body of the act,
okay,
it's in line.
Bullies. Yeah. No, there are times when they are in conflict with the minister.
They did not.
No, I'm not saying that. I said there are times when what they propose is not agreed to by the minister. So let's allow her to have her input. Honorable Minister, are you in agreement with the proposal?
Yes, I just have a few
amendments.
What? 12. Okay. Yes.
Yes,
Can
go
I
ahead.
okay. For 12.
Honorable
12. Your new clause 12.
The Directorate of Climate Finance under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. So once
the new clause 12.
the new clause.
On the report.
12.
The new clause 12, which is going to be?
I'm proposing two things. No.
You have new clause 12, yes?
Yes. The 12.
You said the Directorate of Climate Change, am I right?
Climate Finance.
Climate Finance.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Under the Ministry of Finance.
Uh-huh.
I suggest we stop at the Ministry of Finance and leave and what we said an economic affairs. Because an economic affairs can be delegated by the president. Well, it can change at any time, but the Ministry of Finance is what we are interested in.
But if you say
that's the same thing we have as the
but the ministry is not complete.
No.
The name of it now is Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs.
Yes, today.
Yes.
So whether I
if
think
it
this
changes
is
and Economic Affairs goes to somewhere else.
no. Yes.
Huh?
In the future,
the
president
then you have
has,
to amend it.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if we just have the Ministry of Finance.
But we don't have a Ministry of Finance.
There's no Ministry of Finance.
We don't have. We have a Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs.
Then we also have to change the one we amended under the meaning, because we only have the Ministry of Finance there. So we have to amend it.
Wherever you have Ministry of Finance,
it should be
you
Ministry
will
of Finance
add an Economic Affairs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the name now.
Okay.
If it changes and the ministry is divided into two, then it's the correct possible amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is.
Yeah,
I think that discussion came some time back when we were talking about the Ministry of Environment. We said we should limit it to the Ministry of Environment.
No, climate
because,
change.
Yes, no, the Ministry of Climate Change rather.
Yes.
The Ministry of Climate Change. Because this is Ministry of Climate Change, Environment. So there was a debate between the two when we had it. The minister responsible for climate change, because this is a climate change bill. But if you bring the minister responsible for climate change and natural resources, how about if these two portfolios changes? Because the name will come back and then change it.
No, our problem is the ministry you are proposing for us to put there is no ministry like that.
Okay, I agree with you. Okay, now, in addition to that, we are suggesting to include in collaboration with the Department of the Directorate of Climate Change.
Where?
12. The Directorate of Climate Finance under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs in collaboration with the Climate Change Department.
Under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs.
In collaboration.
In collaboration.
In collaboration with the Department of Climate Change. Climate Change Department shall be responsible. Then it
why in collaboration? Because the Climate Change Department is under the ministry.
No. It's not under it's under the Ministry of Finance.
Okay. This one is Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
Okay.
So hence we are talking about climate finance.
Yes,
so they should be doing their responsibility in collaboration with the Department of Climate Change.
Under the Ministry of Finance and Economic in collaboration. In collaboration.
Is this climate change department or climate change department?
In collaboration with the
Climate Change Department. It's okay. We'll always have only one.
Just a minute. Okay. Affairs. Okay. All right. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just proposing, probably when we are done, under interpretation. No, I'm just saying, because the minister is saying that for us to say Minister of Finance, if there is no Minister of Finance defined, we are done with this one.
No, we are not done. I've not even put the question.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. That is to look at minister's proposal, where she said in collaboration with the Climate Change Department under the Ministry of Environment. Collaboration on which point? Because we believe that when we raised this issue, they told us that they collaborate even as it stands now. The Climate Change Directorate and the Climate Finance on the Ministry of Finance collaborates on all their activities where necessary, where it matters. So I don't know why we are bringing it here and legislating it. Okay, let's put that in collaboration where necessary. No. Let's.
Oh, you mean we are?
We are looking at a specific thing. We are looking at a specific matter.
What you are saying?
Give the mandate
what you are suggesting is the Directorate of Climate Change Finance under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, in collaboration with the Climate Change Department where necessary. You are saying. But you see that manage climate finance from domestic, bilateral, multilateral, and private sector sources. They shall manage. Read the sentence to completion.
When it comes to climate finance day-to-day management, that day-to-day management, Directorate has a role to play there. Directorate has a role that they play, and Climate Finance Directorate also have a role that they play. That is the department's role, and their role is different. But they do collaborate. So when you look at under the mandate of the Climate Finance Directorate on the Ministry of Finance, this is what we are looking at now.
Sure.
When you say there's a collaborate, you should be able to tell us they collaborate on what.
This one, unless you listen. Economic and where is it?
No,
the Directorate of Climate Finance, rather, under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, in collaboration with the Climate Change Department, shall be responsible for. Remember where they are going to collaborate.
Chairman,
just let me complete this. Shall be responsible for mobilizing and managing climate finance from domestic, bilateral, multilateral, and private sector sources.
Chairman.
That's why they collaborate in managing it.
Honorable Chair, this is the role of finance. This is the
In
role.
managing it?
Yes, exactly. Exactly, this is the role.
No,
This is why
now you are now saying that
the department also has its role they play.
No, but this one, if you are to manage those funds, it should be definitely in collaboration with the department.
Where it matters. No.
No, but managing, the funds.
But when it comes to be the interface between between the Gambia and the multilateral donors, the climate finance does that one through the Minister of Finance.
This one is not. It said in where is it?
Chairman.
Yes.
Let me thank you. Let me help you.
Chairman.
Let me refer the member to the clause 12. Is this we're talking about climate financing now?
Clause 12 of where?
They are new clause 12.
Yeah, that's
climate financing now. They are to collaborate on everything, from A to the last one, G. If you understand the text very well. So they were collaborating. This is more necessary that we have to now put it in text. That is to collaborate in terms of the directorate must collaborate with the department. So,
but
what is ambiguity here?
No, but this one is a new creation.
Chairman, it's okay. We can go.
No, Directorate of Climate Finance.
Exactly.
It's your creation.
That it is a new insertion. We have defined.
It's not in existence, and they say we create it.
Yes.
Huh? No, what I'm saying is we are talking about the act. We are not talking about anywhere else.
Chairman.
I am saying it's not created in this act.
Chairman, let me laugh.
You propose for its creation here.
Chairman.
No, let me get this clear, please. What I'm saying is this new climate change director, where is it? Climate change what? Directorate of Climate Finance. It's your proposal that's creating it. Am I right? It is not there. Now, so far it is newly created. They are saying whatever they do with those finances and this thing, they should be in collaboration with the
Chairman.
Chairman.
And secondly, the member for Careways cannot come here and give unnecessary arguments when you are in the committee. You didn't put an argument there. And secondly, this report is coming from you.
No, but
No. This is this new
No.
Come from us.
No.
This is your report.
Yes, but they can agree. When you are making proposals,
but what we are saying is simple. It's a simple terminology.
Honorable,
Majority, we are okay. Let's proceed.
What is simple to you now may not be simple to them. Sometimes you are on issues that they think is very simple, but you are not in agreement. So we owe it to members to explain to them until we convince them. So you are now in agreement with us, Honorable.
Honorable Chair, I'm in agreement.
Please
okay.
don't. Honorable, we are in agreement with your proposal. Now I will put the question on.
Before you proceed, there are transitional clauses that we.
There is.
There are transitional clauses. If you.
6, 8.
The whole clause needs to be renumbered, and when it is renumbered, yes, yes, then
numbering would be done.
Yes, then clause 11 will have up to 7 subclauses. Then after the 7th subclause, we are proposing another 3 transitional clauses.
No. Are you reading your report?
Yes, what I'm saying is.
No. Are you reading your report?
It is not part of the report.
Yes. Now that's why. Don't confuse us.
Okay. Yes.
You report.
If you remember it.
Okay.
You have given us your your proposal for amendment, which we agreed, except where the minister suggested an addition. And that one we have just agreed over that. So by your report, your proposal is accepted as amended. You are now saying something outside your report that you are proposing, or the committee. Okay, it's the committee again. Now we can hear that now. Let's hear what you are saying. Listen, honorable ministers, honorable members. Subclause 8.
Yes. notwithstanding any other provision of this act, the person holding the office of director of the
no. What I'm saying is, where are you putting it? Where?
I mean, after I told. Yes. But I told him.
No. Look, this is not the one they are working on now. Yeah. Hey. No, section 11 is not there. You are on section 11 now. Yeah, where are you putting it on section 11?
This is what I'm saying. And I said, section 11, if you remember it, you will have 7 clauses. Now, this new addition is going to be clause 8, 9, and 10. That's what I'm saying.
No, when I don't know, I don't understand when you say when you renumber it. Because your proposal,
yes,
your own proposal is to pick your proposal out,
yes,
and put it into this one,
yes,
and then
that is after the last clause.
Your proposal is numbered.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, numbered already.
Yes, I know.
And I'm not seeing 8. What is up to 6?
Honorable Speaker, point of order. That is what we are going to introduce. Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Huh? Please, I'm coming. Let me just understand this.
Yes, that is what we are going to introduce now.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
The last clause.
Honorable Speaker, point of order. You are confusing more.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
You are making your proposal. Your proposal for insertion.
Yes.
Should be numbered.
Yes.
Correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, point of order. So we just pick it up and put it in.
Okay. Yes, this is what
and that this proposal that we are talking about, it's already numbered.
Yes.
So we are now whatever we have now is going to be added to this one.
Okay, now clause 8. Now
yes.
Clause 8.
Point of order. Yes, point of, let's
I'm raising order 72.
Please.
I want to refer the House.
Point of order.
Please, point of order.
Clause 8.
I'm referring the House to order 72 of the standing orders, sub 4. Any proposed amendment, notice of which has not been given, shall be handed in writing to the clerk. What he is adding is an addendum.
Is there?
No.
Is there?
No, we don't have it.
No, yes. We have discussed this earlier in various proposals. It has come up and up, and we have agreed here that yes, people can make the suggestion and they can be writing and sending it. You are not very good in writing yourself. No, you are not very good. I mean, and now let's get these people clear. Your proposal that we have accepted so far. If you look at it, let's look at it together. You have now, if you look at it where it started, where it started from 11, you have 11.1, 11.2, 11.3, go 11.4, 11.5, 11.6. That's there is no 11.7 here I've seen. Where is 11.7 on your DAT report? Is there any 11.7? Just hold on. So, this is what we are picking. Whatever you are telling us, this is what we are picking. We are not going to make any amendments except as proposed by the Honorable Minister, because we accepted this as it is. So what you are now saying, 7, I have not seen it. Where did you have your 7? Yes.
For the bill. So now when you
no, go to the bill. No, you came and proposed to us that we remove the whole bill out. You told us here that we remove the bill. The bill is no longer there. You are now telling us the whole of section 11 in the bill is out. You gave us this new section. You are telling us against the bill. Just a minute.
6. You said that this one is going to be the 7th one now, instead of the 8th one.
Carry on. So now, what you are now saying is, the last numbering is 6.
So this is going to be 7.
So it's going to be 7.
Yes. Now 7 is
what are you proposing on 7?
7. Notwithstanding any other provisions of this act, This is going to be 89. All right. We don't need to write. Notwithstanding any other provision of this act, the person holding the office of the Director of Climate Change Secretariat immediately before the coming into force of this act shall, upon the commencement of this act, be deemed to have been appointed as the Director of the National Climate Change Department established under Section 11. No. Who are you going to protect?
You are out to protect somebody.
Who?
Because you are now saying, notwithstanding any other provision of this act, the person holding the office of Director of Climate Change Secretariat, immediately before the coming into force of this act, shall upon commencement of this act be deemed to have been the appointed as director.
Yes.
Somebody was appointed.
Okay, let's
before this act. Before this, somebody was appointed before this act.
Yes.
Now the act comes into force. You mean all those other people you are going to say the same thing about them?
The justification is there to justify.
You know, Chair.
Let me read it.
Be very careful. Let's be very careful before.
Let me read.
Anyway, read the justification.
Because of the act, we don't have department, we have secretariat. So now it's going to be changed.
But even all the workers in the secretariat now were employed. Why the director alone?
Okay, now we have the justification. Just read that and.
No, what I'm saying is, why the director alone and all other there were other employees?
That one we did no question.
Yeah, you are out to protect somebody, flag somebody. Yes.
Let's read the justification.
You are right on that, but it is not changing the status of those staffs. It is maintaining the status of those staffs. However, but the director here may be subjected to a new appointment process, and that is an acquired right already. I mean, that is an acquired right. By law, that is an acquired right.
Duplicated.
They may choose not to transit him. They may choose not to transit him to, to the position. So this is why we are telling them explicitly.
No, but
that immediately after this,
you cannot make that a law. You cannot make that law that somebody must transit into that. Then you are protecting somebody. But others can be stopped. But that person should not be touched.
No, nobody can be touched.
You have not said about everybody. You talked about the director. You know what we are saying, what I'm trying to say here is, let's not be seen to be this thing. The person was appointed in one way or the other through a formal process, was appointed. So if the person was appointed and the name of the department changes, the person will be there, except otherwise the person proves to be not to be competent enough or something like that. And we should not block him for doing that.
Yeah.
Why should we protect people like that?
Yes,
And
I think
for this particular one, we are not fair.
I think
there
now
are other workers there.
Exactly.
You are not protecting them. You are protecting the director. And the director, when you remove him, you get another job too. Those people will go back home and sit down without job.
Chair,
Yes.
maybe you don't get us
I
very
think
well.
the chair is truly right. Automatically, the director was appointed to serve in an office based on him or his or her competence. So if now another new director is being created with a new set of responsibilities, and there is still the same position, the same TOR is going to serve the same former position, of course, automatically the same person should have to come. But how about in the event, what is being expected for this new portfolio is bigger than for the previous one? You cannot automatically plug and then play. But yes, the caliber of the text in the bill is going to guide the TOR of the new director that is coming. If it is the same, so shall it be. But otherwise, if you now put it here, you are now saying whether the director is competent enough or not should automatically transit.
Honorable Chair, can we make this clear so that we don't seem to be protecting an office holder?
Probably your intent is to make sure there is smooth transition.
Exactly. This is why we call it transition clause.
Yeah,
This is why we call it
but
transition
the
clause.
transition now, you must be qualified. You have changed the whole thing, the whole method. You have changed it. If you are now talking about 2 years experience, if you now talk about 5 years, and the person has 2 years, he's not qualified.
Okay.
So the new terms will determine who goes somewhere, who does not go.
Okay, Chair would have read our justification to you, even if you are not going to accept, so that you can look at our
Before your
intentions.
justification, when I read the language, I said, are these people out to protect positions?
Not really.
Go ahead, read your justification.
Read the
Go ahead.
justification, Chair. Take us through that.
But our this thing is not convincing.
Yes, yes.
No,
it is. It is.
If it is convincing, there is no need for justification. No, we agree with you that you are not out to protect. No, you are not out. I can imagine that, but it looks like that's what is. If somebody reads it, that's what you read out of it. Your intent is not that, but when somebody reads it, that's what you come out with. Is there somebody, Mr. A or Mr. B, that you are protecting? Whilst that's not your purpose of doing it. You are just trying to ensure a smooth transition. Yeah.
Just we agree with you.
Yes, I think there is no need. So what we are saying is, but you only read clause A 7, and it's 8 on your report, but you will number it to 7. In fact, the 8 should be 7, 7 should be 8 should be 7, 9 should be 8, and then 10 should be 9. All right, go ahead.
The person referred to in subsection 1 shall continue to hold office as director of the National Climate Change Department under the same terms and conditions.
It is almost all the same.
Yeah.
You are saying the family.
Chair, this is why I said you should be able to read the justification.
But you see, even if you put the justification, as you stated, even if you put the justification, it will not hold water much for you to say the act is changing some things. The other things are being changed. Now I am not qualified by virtue of this. You said no, I should be retained. You can't do that. But if I am qualified, I am already there, and I have not done anything, then I will continue naturally. Because otherwise, if you want to remove me, I'm going to court. Or I'm going to the ombudsman. You cannot just sit down and remove people just because you want to remove them. There has to be cause for it. But you cannot put in law also that transitional clause that this one should be there.
We reference a different act. When we were passing the state-owned enterprise, bill, even National Ali one state-owned enterprise bill, we have a transitional clause, and that transitional clause that applies to current office holders at the time of promulgation of the bill.
Current office holders.
Yes.
You are talking about current
There is
office
an
holder,
office.
but you are talking about one person in this bill. And two, you are not talking about the office holders. You are talking about the director. You are talking about office holders. Why among the office holders you are identifying the director? That is what I'm saying. I'm saying you other bills, we say office holders. But this one you are talking about the director. There are other office holders. Those ones you can take them away. But this one he must go. He must continue.
Okay, let's go.
That's not natural justice.
Boss? No, well, just let us just read it. Just let's
last one, okay.
The ninth one, all acts, decisions, approvals, and administrative measures taken by the Climate Change Secretariat prior to the commencement of this act shall be deemed to have been validly taken under the act and shall continue to have effect unless varied or revoked in accordance with this act.
Honorable Minister? Yeah, the one he introduced now, number 10 on it. On top, proposed transitional clause. Number 10. Yes.
Taken by the Climate Change Secretary prior to the commencement of this act shall be deemed to have been valid validly taken under this act and shall continue to have effect on unless honestly
What he's trying to say here is,
Yes.
you know, before this act, they have been taking decisions, and
Mhm.
all these things are happening.
Yes.
Now he's saying that this act validates those decisions. Those decisions they have taken prior to coming into force of this act. It's validating them. It's good. Can continue. Nobody should come and say, those decisions were taken before this act. That's what they are saying. I think that goes to protect the employers and the decisions taken. For this one, I think it's good. That's all it is saying here. So now that one will be number 8, number 7. Number 10 will be number 7. Only number 7 will be added. Huh? Are we on the same wavelength? Yo? For us, we don't have class. We have ourselves. All right. All acts number 8. Number 7, huh? It should be number 7. But it says all acts. All acts. Okay, it's a bit phone call. All acts. Decisions up. What we are saying, all what the committee is saying is, the bill, that clause 11 on the bill, from sub 1 to the last end is removed. Sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7, 8 are all removed. Now we are putting a new one, and that's the proposal in their report. But on that, we have made some amendments on their new proposal. And that's where you have, that's number 12, the Directorate of Climate Finance under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs in collaboration with the Climate Change Department. You have seen it. Shall be responsible for, etc. That's this thing. So those were the only amendments we have. So I now put the question. It is proposed that clause 11. Yes, please.
We have noticed that the ministry 4, only the one that's been amended 4. Yes, 4. The minister shall establish a youth climate advisory committee to provide formal advice to the department. Now it's no more secretary, it's going to be department. Yes. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Yes, we've seen it. Yeah.
It is proposed that clause 11, establishment of National Climate Change Department and implementation of this act stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 12, network of climate change focal points.
Yes, Chair.
Honorable members, I think what we do now is, let's take our bill itself and amend it now, the numbering, before we get confused. Now, you know, by the bill, by this proposal that we have just accepted, 12 will be 13.
In fact, we have a proposal.
Huh?
Yes.
Pardon?
The committee have a proposal.
No, you know, we have just said that following your proposal to create that position, and that will be named 12, it means the whole thing should be renumbered. And we have said that we are going to renumber all 12 now. Now the 12 here will be 13, 13 will be 14, 14 will be 15 until to the end. Are you following? And then when we are dealing with it, we are going to be calling, or we continue as it is, so that we call the old numbers on the bill. Then when we are ready, we will change everything. Huh? Okay. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, 12. We are now on 12, huh?
Okay. Clause 12.
Because that's what you will have
on our report. Network of climate change focal points agrees to stand as part of the bill, but shall be renamed as section.
Okay, all right. Then, yeah, we have seen that.
Yes.
Now, it is proposed that clause 12, network of climate change focal points, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not
As
in
amended,
favor. Huh?
As amended.
You see, what we are saying is we have done that proposal that it will all be amended. If you say here as amended, then every bill we will say as amended.
Yes.
So we have agreed that those things will be amended. You know? Yeah, the numbering is going to be amended. If you say, because of the number you want to say as amended, then even those ones we don't have comments, we'll be talking about as amended. No, there is no need. So I put the question, it is proposed that clause what? 12. Network of climate change focal points stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 13, role of local government authorities and.
Yes, Honorable Chair. Okay. Clause 13. It is agreed to stand as part of the bill, with the removal of the last words in the title and in subtitle.
He said the subtitle there on under.
Okay.
All right. It is proposed that clause 13, role of focal government authorities, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 14, roles and responsibilities in decentralized climate action.
No amendments.
It is proposed that clause 14, roles and responsibilities in decentralized climate action, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it.
Clause 15, local climate adaptation plans.
Yes, amendments. Agree to form part of the bill with amendments. Consider introducing a sub-clause under sub-clause 6 to read as 7. The minister, in consultation with the relevant stakeholders, shall prepare and publish regulations under this act outlining the independent technical and scientific advisory committee's constitution, rules of procedure, minimum qualification of members, and mode of operation. The justification here, Chair, if I may read. Clarity on the composition and functions of this independent technical and scientific advisory committee, particularly where it comprises of members of public, entrenches the advisory committee's role in climate finance decision making.
But you are saying it in collaboration, in consultation with stakeholders, relevant stakeholders. Am I right? If I understood you well, I think that's what I heard. Yeah. The minister, in consultation, yes, with the relevant stakeholders, shall prepare and publish regulations under this act. Under this act, what do you mean, regulations under this act? He's empowered, the minister is empowered to make regulations.
Yes,
yes.
already.
Yeah, under this act, so why under this act?
And also in consultation.
Yeah.
Of course, all acts.
In consultation with the relevant stakeholders. Who are
you will have to consult.
If the regulation is going to regulate you and you are going to contribute towards that regulation, I hope it will be meaningful. The regulation is to just say the minister makes this regulation, and those regulations usually it does not stop there. It goes to cabinet and all these things. But those who are being regulated, if you ask them to regulate themselves, that would be difficult. So I don't know, why don't we just say the minister be given the powers to make regulations for the good this thing. What would be captured in the regulations, they will make that determination. That's what we used to do.
Yes, I think let's do the right thing.
Are we comfortable, honorable members? Yeah. So how we word it now is, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
The minister.
Point of order.
Order.
Yes, 12. Quorum.
You don't have quorum.
You don't have.
You don't need a quorum. We don't need a quorum.
That's 12-2. If at any
we need a number. Yeah, but not the quorum. The quorum is going to be, we're going to attain the quorum. We need, I think, a quarter of it. Yeah, a quarter of the membership. And that will going to be about 15. All right. We don't have 15 in the hall. Then the order stands. Yes. It's a committee.
A committee, yes.
But the committee does not talk about that. At the committee stage. No. Committee. Sorry, let's clarify one thing. Is it session? Are we on the session itself, or we are on the committee? Let's look at the standing order. But I want to believe that the whole essence, if you look at the essence why it is done, is to make sure that whatever we do at the plenaries here, we get 15 people at least. That's what it is. That's the common sense. Yes. I will have. This is a good point for us to go and pray. Because probably you raised it because Allah has directed that we go and pray. And it's not good. It's not good for members to just go and pray. When it's time for prayers, let's call the attention of the care, and then we all go and pray. They are not better Muslims than us. Honorable members, we will now suspend the committee of the whole House and then resume the sessions. Honorable members, the House resumes. Honorable members, it's not only the prayer factor. You know, we are just going, Edil Fitir is just about. And parliamentarians, you know them with the people. A lot of workload. So they cannot even concentrate now. So no wonder you will see some parliamentarians are not in the House. I don't know. Next time we will note that. We will note, because I think, but this thing stops on Tuesday. From tomorrow, then we will allow people to go. Let's try and come tomorrow to complete that one. So we will suspend the session until what time? Press. No, but you know, remember when you go and perform ablution and then pray. So it's 15:15, almost 16 after by my watch. So when do we come back? 2:45. That's a little bit long. No, let's make it 25 to. 25 to. Yeah, we are now talking about 14:35. 14:35. Are we agreed? 14:35. Okay, the House is suspended until 14:35.